You know, they can't all be winners. Case in point, this pen right here. Let me show you which one I just got, so now you know which one not to get. What we're looking at here, this is the Hongdian model 1845, also goes by the Galaxy, Hongdian Galaxy on AliExpress. This is where I got it. I had high hopes. It said stainless steel, so I thought the body was stainless steel. I think they were meaning the nib. I got the parcel just the other day, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, popped it open, took it out, and less than a second, I went, oh no. So let me show you the things I found. First and most obviously, this pen is not stainless steel. It's, I think, brass or maybe even copper. Brass would make more sense. And then it's chrome plated. I got nothing against chrome plating, but when you have these little grooves and details, it's going to be tough to pick up on this camera. Okay, I think I got it. But see all these tiny little, they look like little mini bubbles. When you're trying to get chrome into these little cracks and crannies, that's sort of what happens. It'd be better if you're doing this, do a PVD coating, not chrome. That's just the beginning. Then first thing here, we have a clip. Now, obviously, this looks like it's a spring clip, a pivoting clip. So you should be able to do this, but oh, that is as much as I can get it. Like I am pushing mega hard. Oh, the reflection. When you have a clip like this, like I am pushing so hard and it's not budging. So you do have to just go this way on a clip. And even when you do that, you're not rewarded with any type of smooth, springy, clippy action. It is so janky. You can feel things. Either those are terrible burrs or something is just getting crushed. The spring is terrible. It's probably a combination of all of the above. Let me show you some proper spring clips. A great one is on the Lamy 2000. Now, it doesn't even look like if you push in the back it would go, but lo and behold, they have the right motion in there. Same thing on the Lamy Dialogue 3. Push it, away you go. Here's a Diplomat. Push it. Oh, very nice. Faber-Castell, pretty darn obvious. This Piniter doesn't have a pivot point back here, but you, as a bonus, you get to see the little cam in action through the resin. And it's just so simple and elegant, and it's a very nice, smooth motion. Now, while this Pilot Elite doesn't, have a pivot back here designed to do that, that's fine. It's just so nice. It just extends properly. But then you got this Hongdian model 1845, and it is just friggin' terrible. It feels like it's just like a linear motion with it. There's no cam profile to it or something. I don't know. I might just crack this whole thing open just to see how bad it is. I looked around the pen a little bit more, saw the end finials here, and that's done quite well. Nothing too special on this side, but I was wanting to like this pen, and then I uncapped it. So as I turned the pen out, I could feel, oh, that's a little, something's grabbing a little bit. So we got metal threads here. That is such a sharp profile to these threads on here, like those little corners on there. You just wait till you see the other ones. But then we look at what it's going into, and we have the cheapest garbage plastic inside the pen. See that straggler right there? That came like that. Okay, so it came pre kind of stripping. And then after, I couldn't even use this pen for a day because it was so uncomfortable. But look at, just half a day's worth of opening and closing the pen. The absolute carnage to those threads inside of there. This thing just will not last. That is the cheapest garbage plastic possible. It's so soft. And this thread profile they use in here, I can just feel it. Like there's no thread stop. If you're going to do metal threads into plastic and you get the worst plastic possible, it can still hold up miraculously, but you have to have a thread stop. You have to have something, either from the back here to hit a feature here or the front here to hit a feature down in here. They do neither. So just these threads are just getting stripped and stripped and stripped every single time. Like even if you do it lightly, you're chewing it. You can feel the chew. So there goes that. And I haven't even used this pen enough to know about sealing. I don't feel like it's going to be much of a sealer, but Yeah, they made an effort. You could just see the bits that are falling on there, even on the nib. See, like that's not, that's actually cap liner, that little straggler right there, that fiber. There's a few and they fall onto the nib after you uncap the pen. They actually stick onto the nib to show you, to put on display the neglect. Then we get, I mean, the nib is great. This is my first Hongdian pen. I've heard, you know, decent things about the brand, so I was sort of excited. I didn't want to get the ones that are the mega popular ones, which is probably a bad idea. But they just didn't interest me too much. And I saw this one when it said stainless steel. I thought if this pen is actually in stainless steel, that would be such a win. For the price, I can't even remember how much I paid. Maybe $35 or something Canadian. You know, I was hopeful I'm getting a stainless steel pen for that price. I should know better by now, but I got suckered in. Okay, let's continue. So, great nib. I'll do a running sample if you care. The section. So you got a metal section, and you got to think, oh, we should texture it so it's not so slippery. Great idea. They do a terrible job. Again, all they did here was sort of rough up the surface, and then they plated it. Well, that's not enough. The surface feature there is not enough for the plating. The plating's going to fill it in. So there's really no texture. You can barely even feel it. This is such a slick section. It's ridiculous. The step down isn't atrocious. But these threads, the edges on those are just so sharp. They really drive me nuts. Then it even gets worse. So you pop off the barrel. They have an O-ring, which is thoughtful. You don't have to stop the barrel from coming undone. So good detail there. But this edge is just a killer. It's not rounded at all like it is. This one here I'm talking about. It's straight up. Watch what it does to my nail. I'll just take it's just gouging it. Ow! Like it's just chewing it off. Like, oh my gosh, if you got to sand something down or gouge something out, this little edge there is fantastic for that. So that's terrible. Look how sharp those threads are. That's not necessary. Okay, let's continue on. They had some good stuff here. A good little feature, the flat spot, so as not to chew up the O-ring down here. That's good. And these threads here go together. But, if there's any type of pressure, if you just have to really be gentle when you thread it, if you put any forward pressure when you're threading it on there, you can feel the grit and the grind, and it is going to chew off the plating. Again, they should have gone with PVD plating on this as well. So down here, again, I'm trying to figure out the material. It's most likely a brass pen. Maybe I'll scratch it up and give it a better look, but yeah, it's quite sad. Oh, and then of course the size. I'll do I got a large hand, right? So you got to think about other people who use pens, and this is one of those lengths where it sits here. If it sits further back, I can get away with it, but then I'm gripping right at the end, and for my hand size and the small section, and it's super slippery, no bueno. So I got to grip a little bit further back here, which I normally do. It's just a touch too small. So that's an easy thing. Just design it so you can post it, and it fits on there any wiggle, and it comes off. Or if you put it tight, the second you put it there, it already came loose, and it just pops off. So it doesn't post either. So you're just stuck with that one size, which is probably okay for many folks. But just make the thing go on there. All these pens do that, right? It's not a hard thing to do. And you even got a liner in here, so it's not going to scratch your coating that's on the pen. So you got everything set up. It's just, it seems there's a lack of thought that goes into the finished product and just how to deliver something that you could be proud of. I don't know. This pen blows my mind. It's not hard to make this just a smidge better, and it would then be a decent pen, like little details. Anyways, I'll do a writing sample. This will probably be the last writing sample I ever do with this pen because I do not like it. And as you can see, I'm not even going to bother with a fresh sheet of paper because I don't think it deserves it. But anyways, so this is the Hongdian 1845. It does have an extra fine nib, and it writes quite nicely. So, I mean, congratulations on doing what you're supposed to do, but everything else, gosh. The ink I'm using, for what it's worth, this is a Private Reserve. And it's Sonic Blue. That little skip at the start was because I had the cap off for so long while I'm bashing this pen. You know, it's an extra fine nib, but the wetness is good, the smoothness is good. Like, it's as good as it really gets for an extra fine. I have some other ones that are nicer, but, you know, no flex or nothing like that, not supposed to. So this is really the only thing that makes me want to consider trying to get another Hongdian pen and giving them another chance. I gotta tell you, for much less, you can get pens I feel are way better. I mean, that writes almost like pretty much just as good as this pen does. Yes, we got plastic, so it's going to be cheaper, but I talk about this pen a lot. This Zebra one for $3. The amount of detail and thought that went into this pen, I'm thoroughly impressed with. The Jinhao 51A, again, it's not perfect. There's a few little things on it, but it's better built than this thing, I feel. Here we have your Prefount. Is it Prefante or Prefount by Platinum? These are great little pens. Nothing bad with those. You know, I'm not even a huge fan of the Metropolitan, the Pilot Metropolitan, but yeah, what a lovely clip it has on there. I can't remember that's not a spring clip on this one, but great slip cap. Like, everything on here is built quite well. Not my favorite pen, but I'd rather spend money on this. I mean, for the same essential price point, you're now competing with the Mahjong A1. Now, I know they didn't come up with the design, but they executed this thing just super, super well. So, yeah, you got some stiff competition there. If you wanted to step up, spend a few dollars more, you could pick up, like, say, a Enso Pocket Puma. There's always kind of deals and stuff going on in his site. A Gravitas entry pen. You know, save another maybe $20-30 and step it up and get one of these guys, and you will not be disappointed in any way. So, yeah, that's about it for this pen. Maybe I'll take it apart and, you know, I can do my best to improve it. But yeah, just really disappointed. Also, too, it's so annoying on the listings when they really don't tell you what the pen is made out of. Everything is so vague. I'll put some extra details down there in the description, like weight and measurements and all that stuff. But I don't even feel like doing it for the video right now because, yeah, I'm very disappointed with this pen. We'll leave it there. What are you trying to do, Hongdian? Get out of that pen roll. This is for good pens only. Back to the drawer with you. Anyways, I'm willing to give the brand another shot. Let me know down there in the comments if there is a model you think I would actually, you know, be sort of impressed by. Preferably a metal one is what I'm sort of thinking, and not that forest one. Although I think it's called that. It seems to get really good reviews. I just that pen doesn't appeal to me. So if there's one that's metal that you think is worth me checking out, that I won't be totally disappointed in, I'd love to hear from you down there in the comments. And if you don't know a model, maybe let me know a pen you got that you were thoroughly disappointed in down there as well. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. We'll leave it there for now. Lots of fun stuff. Catch you next time.